So your parents want you to become a doctor, an engineer, an MBA, a CA or a CS. But you want to do something else. If this is your problem, keep on watching this video. I've got the answer for all your questions. Hey guys, my name is Sonali and you are watching Sonali the Endless River. This is hashtag Sonali Speaks. Thank you so much Endless fam for joining in with this video with me today. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please, I think this way. Anyway, whichever way the subscribe button is, you have to press that subscribe button and hit the bell icon. You have been on YouTube for a long time, you know what to do, but do it. Because I put out videos related to self-development, personal growth, Hindi motivation, Bengali motivation, book reviews, and so much more that you would be interested in. Alright, now that's done. So I just received a question on my Instagram DM from a kid who is, I think, who's in class 11. He's supposed to go to 12. And he asked me that, hey, my parents want me to do engineering, but I really don't want to do that. I want to become a stand-up comedian. What do? I'm kind of pressurized. I don't want to let them down, but I really don't see myself as an engineer, and I'm in a dilemma. Can you help me out here? So I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So we had a conversation back and forth, and I discovered that this is a problem that most of us have when we're in school, when we're in college. And career is something mainly our views and our parents' views do not necessarily match. So I chatted with this guy for about like 15-20 minutes, and we discussed certain things, and I gave him a task. And I thought that this is a video that would be so much helpful for a lot of you guys, because a lot of people are giving boards at this point of time, and many people are getting graduated, and they are very, very, very confused as to what they want to do, because they want to do something, but their parents want them to do something else, and it's all like a big whole mess. So I'm gonna be here answering all your questions, and today's video is very vital for all you guys who are in school, who are in college, and even if you're in your like mid-25s or something and you want to do like a career change, but like the parental issue will always stay, because you kind of have to answer them as to why you're suddenly taking like a jump from one career to another. So this video is going to help you guys as well. Let's jump right into it, okay? So I have been pretty lucky as far as this issue is concerned. My parents are super supportive, very open-minded with me choosing different types of career streams. I've always been pushed to try different things, and I've always been in the creative side. Like, I think my parents have understood from a very early age that I'm not like my strength is not in the academic side. I'm not good with like traditional studies and stuff like that. So I was never pushed to science, and I was never pushed to maths and all of that. I failed at maths all my life, and my mom understood what my strengths were, and she pushed me through that. So I tried a lot of things, and eventually things worked out for me. But I'm aware that that may not be the case. That's like the ideal situation which everybody could have, but that's not the case for most people. Because when I was also taking this, trying out different career streams, I saw my friends kind of struggling and choosing, like, they were kind of pushed into the traditional engineer, doctor and CACS methodologies, and I've seen them suffer, and I've seen them really frustrated. So I don't want that to be you. And I wish I had the wisdom and the courage to tell them that, hey, you should do this, but I was also very confused. I didn't know what I was doing, but now, thankfully, I've got things figured out. So I'm sitting here and giving you this advice. So I'll tell you how this video is formalized, okay? So this video is divided into 4 parts. Majorly 3 parts. The 3 parts will cover a sense of understanding. Then the first one will be understanding your parents. The second one will be understanding yourself, and the third one will be understanding the relationship you have with your parents. After we cover all these 3 points, the major point will come at the end of the video. I will give you a task, a 5-step task, which you need to do. So I am a big believer of, like, I do not understand only theories. For me, theory and practical need to be combined together. So I'm going to be first explaining you the theory part, which will have a lot of practical elements, but the main practical task which you guys need to do, that will come at the end of the video. So make sure at the end you grab your notepads. I have everything in the description box below, but I want you to be very, very focused and be ready. Okay, you ready? You ready? Alright. If you are ready, like the video right now. Alright, I'm kidding. but you can still like it, right? Okay, so let's start with number one, understanding your parents. When it comes to understanding your parents, you have to know that we, our generation, and the parents' generation are totally different. That you know, obviously, but in this point of, like, in this context, you need to realize that in the very beginning, that they have seen a world which is very different from us. They did not have these creative, unconventional career options like YouTube and vlogging and, you know, traveling and beauty and fashion and all of these influencers and stuff like that. They didn't have it, okay? They didn't have the platforms to showcase their talents, and, you know, they were just not privileged enough. So consider yourself lucky, first of all, before complaining. And second of all, before throwing the blame brick at them, understand that they come from a very different era. So for them to understand our social media world is very different. For you to hold this unrealistic expectations that my parents are not understanding my visions is completely impractical. How will they understand something if they have not lived through it? Okay, their lives are immensely different. If you just sit down and you analyze what their life has, it is nothing compared to us. They had a monotonous, boring life, alright? For them, the traditional options were like engineers, doctors, MBAs, IAS officers, government jobs, like CA, CS, all of these jobs were high paying and were enough to get them a good life. Like a life where they have security, a life where they can feed their families and just, you know, just live, just survive. That's all they that's the only option that they had back then, right? Do you agree with me? Do you agree that our parents have had a very difficult life, very, very, very difficult than us, and we are very privileged to live in this era of social media, in this era of the internet, and we are very blessed, so blessed, and of course we take it for granted and we don't feel grateful enough. Do you agree with me? If you do, put it on the comments below. Put it right, I agree that I am blessed. Okay, put it down in the comments below. I want to read it. Alright, let's go to the next part. The next part is that if your parents have this specific career, like you have to become an engineer, or you have to become a doctor, or a CA, or an IAS officer, or you have to become a banker, why is that like a predominant option in their heads? It could be multiple options. Either someone in your family has been in that career and has done very successfully, so they want you to go there. Either they are like in your family, you may have, like, your family could be a family of engineers or doctors, so they all of them want you to follow the family tradition. It could also be that some of their friends' children, which is a very common thing, some of their friends' children are doing some kind of a thing like that. Someone is doing like CA, someone is doing like, I don't know, from doing MBA from a very like esteemed college, and now they want to get into the competitive game and they want to push you in the competition. They're like, hey, my kid is also doing this thing, right? So this could be a factor as well. You have to analyze why your parent wants you to do this certain thing. And I'm telling you to analyze this because when you confront your parent, which will come later in this video, when you confront your parents, you should be able to understand why, like, from where the mindset comes from. You should first, this section is about understanding your parents, so please leave your judgments aside. Do not judge them for being them. Do not judge them for thinking a certain way. You are not perfect, okay? So don't judge them for just being themselves, just being parents, okay? Now I need to understand what is their end goal. What do your parents want from you, from your career? There could be a lot of options again. Most parents, whether you agree or not, just want us to be happy. By happiness, they see an element of money. They define success in terms of money. So if you get this job, this position, you could earn this amount of money in a year, then you get promoted and you have a good life. Things could be different in your family depending upon the culture you belong to, depending upon your gender. You could be treated in a different way. So you have to know and be aware of all the things, that what is their end goal? Why do they want to do, like, why do they want you to do this certain thing? And yeah, that's one of the things that you need to analyze and figure out. And the last thing that you need to understand about your parents is how do they define success. They could define success in monetary terms, that if you earn X amount of money in a month, you're successful. If you get your own house by this age, you're successful. If you marry someone of this class, you're successful. If you have your own business, you're successful. If you go outside and study out of India, then you're successful. Blah, 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 blah. There could be multiple definitions, but it depends upon your parents and the kind of life they've had to be able to define that. So you have to find that out as well. Alright? So a lot of tasks here, right? So let us summarize. You have got 3 tasks in this particular section. Number 1. What is your parents' point of reference? Is it because of your family culture? Is it because they want to use you as a show-off? Blah, blah, blah. You get the drill. Number 2. What is their end goal? What do they eventually want you to do? And number 3. How do they define success? Okay, now we're coming to a very important part, which is about yourself. You should be able to answer the questions which I asked you right now. But if you cannot answer the questions, don't take stress. Chances are that you won't be able to answer most of the questions. That's the beauty of it, right? We actually think that we know ourselves, but we don't really know ourselves. Part 2. Understanding yourself. So the first question I ask you, why not engineering? Why not medical? Why not CACS, banking, MBA? Why not? Why don't you want to do that? For me, I did not want to go into CACS, MBA, although I did try. I did think I wanted to do that, but I was just not good at finances. I was not good at accounting. I didn't love numbers. I hated maths. I failed at maths. It did not give me happiness, so that was my why. You need to answer your why. Pause this video, go to the comment section and let me know. Why not dash? Fill that dash up with whatever career option your parents are kind of pushing you to do, and let me know why not. You need to have clarity. And if you don't have an answer, then you write to me in the comment section below that I really don't know why I don't want this. Number 2, what is your passion? What are you good at? What are your hobbies? What have you tried? What do you love doing? What is your passion? Again, go down in the comment section below. Let me know what your passions are. What you really enjoy doing. Number 3, have you tried your passion yet? Like, have you really tried something which you may seem like you're passionate at? Like, for example, I am passionate about cricket. But can I become a professional cricketer? Probably not. Like, I haven't really tried to be a professional cricketer. I just love cricket. So for me to say that yes, I'm passionate about cricket, but as a career, this is just my assumption. Unless I really try it, I will not know. So when you write that my passion is this, have you really tried that? For example, the kid who was texting me on Instagram was telling me that I want to become a stand-up comedian. I was like, great, have you done any videos? Have you done any shows? He was like, no, I didn't get a chance. I was like, have you shot any videos of yourself saying something funny? No, I haven't. So how do you think you want to become a stand-up comedian? Because you haven't done it. He has done like a meme page on Instagram. And that doesn't count because a meme page is not stand-up comedy. It's a meme page, okay? So I want you to get rid of the assumptions which you have in your head that I may be good at that. Oh, I love that. No. I love a zillion things. But am I really that good at it that I can turn it into a career? That's the question I'm asking you. Tell me in the comments below. Your passion. Have you tried it as a career? How good are you at it? Rate yourself on 10. 10 being the highest. Okay, so now I'm going to ask you a very crucial question. You could feel offended. I don't really care. I'm going to put it straight to your face. Are you really passionate about the things that you're saying? Or are you using it as an escape route to get away from the so-called engineering, doctorate, and the things that your parents are pushing you to? I mean that, are you really passionate about doing this stuff? Or are you just using that as an excuse to run away from this and just, using that as a reason that, hey, I love this. That is why I don't want to do this. But do you really love this one so much? If you do, you would have tried it once at least, right? So for me, that guy who was texting me about stand-up comedy, as far as my judgment goes, he really did not love it. It was just used as an escape route, because if he did love it, he would have tried something. He would have not given excuses. Oh, I can't edit. Hell, I can't edit. Okay, I can't edit. So that's not an excuse. That's not a reason to not try. If you really want to do it, you have to put in some amount of effort. The last question I want to ask you about knowing yourself is, are you being influenced by someone to try out this so-called passion of yours? Like, are your friends kind of influencing you by saying, hey, you're really good at this, you should try it? Or is this something that you've really been wanting to do for a long, long time? Or have you just seen someone online and got inspired and was like, hey, I can do that too? There is no right or wrong answer, okay? And I'm not gonna judge you. Believe me, I'm not gonna judge you. And if anybody else judges you in the comment section, be sure I'm gonna be very harsh with them, okay? So just let me know in the comment section below. You have all the questions I've asked you. I'm gonna sum it up right here or here, and you'll see it. Pause this video right now. Go in the comment section and answer me to all the questions. Okay, so I'm assuming that you paused the video, went down in the comment section, and wrote me all the things that I've asked you. If you haven't, pause it and do it. I don't want you to overthink. I don't want you to frame the right answer. I just want the truth, the honest answers from you, okay? Don't try to fluff. I'll read right through it. Alright, so moving to the third section. Understanding your relationship with your parents. So the first question I ask you, how well do you gel with your parents? Like, are your parents really strict? Some parents are very strict. You don't really get to communicate with them. Are your parents very friendly? Do you have a cordial relationship where they just pay the bills and are not really interested in your life? Or are they too interested in your life and keep a track of what you do and what not? So, be honest with yourself and be honest with me. How is the relationship with your parents? Second question I ask you here is, do you have a favorite parent? Okay, don't blow up on me. Most people connect with one of the parents a little more than the other, and there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just repeating myself. I'm not judging, and nobody else is, okay? So, if you have a favorite parent, and if you connect with that one parent, be it mom or dad, more than the other one, and if that person kind of listens to you and agrees with you, and you can kind of have a conversation with that person, you can use that to your advantage. Now, 1, 2 is gone. Let's talk about number 3. Do you live in a joint family? Is there a relative, an uncle, an aunt who can kind of support you? Do you have an elder sibling or a cousin who has broken the family tradition of not going into engineering and doctorate and medical and stuff like that, and done something creative and out of the box and have succeeded at it? You need success stories here. You need personal references, not celebrity success stories. Okay, so gather all these answers and keep it handy. So, it's been a long informative video. How have you guys been doing so far? If you have enjoyed the video so far, if this video has been helpful for you so far, I really want you to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and give me your support, because I really need it. Alright? Okay, so now let's come to the main and most interesting part of the video. The task. What do you want you to do? Pens and papers ready? Let's go. Okay, task number 1. Make a list of all the things you're good at. Do not rate yourself, do not judge yourself, do not compare yourself. Just make a list of all the things that you're good at, all the things that you've done, you like doing, you love doing, you're averagely good at, you're very good at, whatever comes to your mind, make a list. Make sure your list is not too long, like 20, 30 things, or not too short, like 2 or 3 things. An ideal list could be between 5 to 7 things, even 3 to 5 things is okay. Okay, task number 2, research time. I want you to take those 3, 5, 7 career options and research it through and through. Take one and start researching. Who are the key players in that industry? How do they earn their money? How much income do they have? How have they started? Research about their stories and research about the skills one needs to get into that field. You need to have your information handy. Now let's come to number 3. Remember when I asked you about understanding the relationship you have with your parents? If possible, if you have a parent who listens to you, a friendly parent or a family member who can back you up, have a conversation with your mom and dad. Tell them that, hey, I really don't want to do engineering or medical or CA and CS because I don't think I'm good at it. I don't want to do it. It just doesn't, it's not of my interest. I don't love it enough, okay? Now, understand that you need to obviously understand how, kind of have an idea of how they could react to it and be prepared that way. And also, pro tip, make sure that you talk to them when their mood is okay. Don't talk to them when they're really stressed out or they had a bad day or early in the morning or late at night. Find out a proper situation and an environment and sit them through and talk to them face to face, okay? Now before you do that, I want you to figure out plan B. Plan B is, they're gonna ask you, if you don't want to do engineering, what do you want to do? Now you just can't tell them, I want to do stand-up comedy. And they're gonna rap you on the face. I want to become a YouTuber. No, they don't understand all these things, okay? So you have to give them a traditional answer. So figure out a career option which could go well with them, which they will agree to. And for you to get through the college, like 3 years or 4 years of college, it won't be so much of a big deal. For example, if you choose BCom, if you are from the commerce background, BCom is like a no-brainer, okay? I was not initially like really commerce. I was initially science, then commerce, then I got into BCom. So for me, BCom was a little bit tough. But for most people, getting through BCom was pretty easy. So if you're in commerce, you can get through BCom, okay? In that 3 years, you need to hustle and grind it out. So remember the passion thing I asked you about, like make a list of all the things you're passionate about, then research. Now's the time the research comes into play. Take one industry, for example, if taking the example of stand-up comedy. Now research how you can work in the stand-up comedy field and work in that field for 6 months. Try to intern, try to work for free, try to like grab some shows, do things for free just to test your skills, how good you're really at it, okay? If you have 3 things in your passion list, you try out all these 3 things, one thing at a time, 6 to 8 months, 1 year, one project. If you like it, stick to it. If you don't like it, move on. Try the next one. Okay, now you do this one by one, keeping in mind that you have only 3 years. If you're really good at it, if you really put in the effort, you're going to get some results. Now that result is going to be the proof that you put in front of your parents to kind of shift your career from this traditional, whatever you're doing, BCom or whatever you're doing, to this field that you really want to do. If you give them proof that, Mom and Dad, I've been doing this part-time with my studies, and this is the result I got, these are the couple of shows I got, I'm already earning money, and I've got these opportunities, I've got this award, and I've got this recognition, they're going to agree. Parents, you cannot just give them an ideological situation and tell them, hey, I just want to do this, why don't you understand me? Of course they won't understand you because you're so impractical and silly. You have to give them proof. When you give them real data, real proof, real results, there's no way that they can back off. And understand that after putting in the work for 3 long years, you're gonna be super confident. You're gonna be at the top of your game. And the way you communicate with your parents with those results is going to take you to the place that you want to be, which is your career option, not theirs. So, this was a huge ass video. But this was very informative and like I poured out my heart, okay? I'm not well also, I'm like kind of sick, but I had to make this video today. So I want your engagement on this video, okay? Because it's a very important video. I want you to share this video with your friends, with like if you're in school and college or whatever, if you're going through this situation, chances are that most of your friends are going through this dilemma as well. So I want you guys to share this video because I want to help them as well, okay? So don't be selfish, share this video. That's number 1. Number 2 is, you got a lot of tasks to do, right? Number 2 is, I want you to comment down below all the things, all the questions that I've asked you. Take your time out. Okay, some things are impromptu. You have to give me the impromptu response to that. The other things, I want you to think this through and let me know in the comment section below. I want to help you personally, okay? Because this is like a general thing. Now, for example, I was taking the example of the stand-up comedian guy because I just had a word with that guy, okay? I don't know what your passion is. I don't know which field you want to go in. I don't know your family background. I don't know what situation you're in, okay? So for me to really help you out, I need to know your real story. So put it on the comments below. I will not judge. If you're afraid of identifying yourself, make a fake account. I know everybody has a fake email ID and stuff like that. Make a fake account, whatever. Put the comment on. But do not do, like, I'm a little off in doing this in private because I want other people to get inspired as well. If you put your voice out, other people will be inspired by seeing your comment. So do that, okay? And like, share, subscribe this video, share it. Let's make a movement, okay? Okay guys, so that's it for this week. I'm gonna go today's KKR's match. So cheer for me, I'm cheering for my team. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for staying with me till the end of the video. I love you with all my heart. I'm gonna go now, the match is gonna begin. But before I leave, I have a special question for you guys. Are you watching the IPL? If yes, which is your favorite team? Do not send me that in the comments. DM me on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, all my handles are there below. Follow. Alright, I'll see you next week.